Yo, everybody, it's the Dawn. What's happening? Yo, the subject I'm about to talk about right now is not meant to low, it's not meant to bring you down. Okay, we're staying in high vibrations, people. High vibrations only. We're staying in high vibrations only. But the subject I want to talk about is the subject of haters. Uh, a lot of time when people don't want to follow their dreams, or when people are afraid to do what it is that they want to do in life, take that risk, pursue that one goal. A lot of time is because of the things that people around, the energy of certain people that are either around them, or, the energy that they perceive or that they're afraid of, receiving when they do pursue these specific things. I've gone to a point in life where I kind of love hearing that I'm not good enough to do something, because when I go ahead and do it, and I do it very well, I sort of get a little bit of a pleasure out of um, doing what someone told me that I cannot do. That's just me. You know what I mean? But that's just me right now. But for the longest time, you know, having detractors, having haters, it used to be something that really puzzled me, and I didn't really know how to handle. And to be quite honest with you, I haven't always handled it properly. The reason being that a lot of time hate is something that we tend to internalize, and that we start looking at ourselves as the reason why we're getting hate, and it's not always accurate. What I come to realize is that there are three types of haters that you're going to encounter when you strive for greatness, when you start pursuing your passions, when you start doing the things that people tell you that you cannot do. You're going to meet three kind of haters, and these are the three types of ways that I think are the best ways to handle them without compromising your peace. Number one kind of hater you're going to meet: strangers. This one is kind of odd because you don't know them, they don't know you, but they swear to God that they hate you. Usually it's based on the preconceived impression that they have because of something that they might have interpreted, like whether it's right or wrong. But a lot of time it's a projection in their mind that sort of like allow them to how can I say that, really sort of like form an image of you that is not always accurate. But even if it is, it might not be actually worthy of the hate that they give you, because again, they don't know you. So there's no reason for that. One will throw you off a little bit, but the best way to deal with this kind of hate: ignore it. Those people are oftentimes like they're irrelevant, and you don't want to give them attention, because then they sort of get a kick at the idea that they brought down your level for a little bit. So you got to be careful with that. The second kind of hate, I call this kind of hate those the ones your mama warned you about. Now you know these ones. That one, that kind of hate hurts, and a lot of the reason why it hurts is because that kind of hate is actually meant to hurt you. That kind of hate will usually come. The reason why it hurts so much is that it usually comes from people that you really love, and that and it's gonna throw you off, because that kind of hate will usually reveal itself way later on in life. Like, it never reveals itself right away. This usually comes from like close friends or family members even, that you think should be happy to see you happy, but they're really not. These are the kind of haters, when you're doing well, they'll watch you do well, but they won't say anything, despite the fact that they're close to you. These are the kind of haters that, you know, they these are the kind of haters that they're in your life like with the purpose of watching you fail, so that they can say something about it. They will watch you mess up, and instead of like, telling you be careful, whatever, they'll continue watching you mess up, just so that they can have something to say. It makes them feel better about themselves. There's only one way to deal with this kind of hater: it's distance. You have to distance yourself from these people. You cannot give access, especially when it's people that you love. These are the most dangerous kind of haters, because they have ways of sabotaging you, even subconsciously. A lot of time, they're not even aware that they have these kind of emotions towards you. And I'm talking about jealousy and envy. They're not even aware that they have these kind of emotions towards you. They just, but they do, but the hate is real, and a lot of time, it's dangerous to have someone around you who can access you, who has access to your energy, and who has these kind of feelings towards you. If you detect that kind of hate, be very careful. The best way to deal with that kind of hate is distance. The last kind of hate, that one is interesting. These kind of haters, I call them ghosts. These are usually people from your past who saw you at a point in life where you might not have been that impressive. You might have not done anything that astonishing yet or whatever. But when you do become great, or when you do become successful, or when you do achieve your dreams, or meet that one goal or whatever, they cannot reconcile the version of yourself that they see now and the version of yourself that they knew then. Their image of you is a version of yourself that's not that great. You know what I'm saying? And when you do step into your greatness, it's sort of like counteracts the image that they have of themselves, because a lot of time these are people, when it came to the self-esteem, who felt better than you back then. Those are the way that kind of hate shows itself. Those are people, let's say you needed to lose weight back then. Those are the kind of people who would have mocked you for the fact that you needed to lose weight, and who are still going to be mocking you for being at the gym, or for being a gym rat, or for being obsessed with working out, all that kind of stuff. These kind of haters, there's only one way to silence them, and that's succeeding even more. They'll handle your success in two ways. They'll either ignore it completely and pretend that they don't see it, or you got to be very careful with that one. They'll act like they were always cheering for you from day one. They're not that harmful. You know what I mean? They won't do anything. They're not emotionally invested in your downfall like the ones your mama warned you about. But this kind of hater is, in general, like, you will never get legitimate validation from these kind of people. You know what I mean? All you can do is use the way they feel about you as motivation to better yourself even more. How do you deal with this kind of haters? With this group of haters? There's only one way. You stunt on them. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. They're done.